Hey guys, it's Miss Lynch. I'm here to tell you about our 3 options that we have for week 2 assignments. The things that you submitted last week were fantastic. I cannot wait to see the art that you are going to create this week. My 3 challenges this week are based all on protecting and preserving our earth. Why? Because this Wednesday marks the 50th anniversary of Earth Day. Also, Friday marks Arbor Day. Arbor Day is a holiday where people go out and plant trees and celebrate the wonders that trees bring us in our environment, providing us oxygen to breathe. The first project that I have for you is based on an awesome artist named Andy Goldsworthy. He was born in England and now lives in Scotland. He makes art using objects he finds outside. He is often called a land artist, so an artist that works outside and uses the land as his landscape or his canvas. He will make wild things like sculpting things out of icicles. He always takes pictures of his artwork because if you made something out of ice, it obviously will melt at some point. So it's important to document what he made. Anything that you would make outside most likely will blow away or get rained on or have the elements destroy it in some way. So that's why I'm asking you to photograph your artwork. Here's one of the pieces he made using 2 pieces that he made using leaves. So he almost is drawing with color. He uses all types of wild materials, and when he travels, here's one where he traveled to the desert and has made artwork just by carving into the sand of the desert. So you can make things using any type of material. It's spring, so there's a lot of cool things that we can find outside now, like sticks, rocks, leaves, pine cones. There are so many options. I'm asking you to be like Andy Goldsworthy and to create something using sticks, leaves, pine cones, branches. Check out this one using branches in a lake. We might not live near a lake, but we do have an environment around us here in the city, and there is green around us. We just often have to look. So I ask that you go on a walk with your family or look around your yard or look around your neighborhood to find objects. And please don't pick people's flowers or walk on people's lawns and take things that are not yours. But if you find things that are on the parkway or in the park or in your own yard, they're free to use. I'm asking that you create an artwork using objects from the outside. Below, I've linked 2 videos. The first video is just a compilation of artwork from Andy Goldsworthy. The second video is a challenge of students and what they did as groups coming up with projects. I always like showing you student examples because you can see what other kids have done when they were challenged with the same challenge I'm asking you. So you can see what they've created. My second option for you is based on one of my all-time favorite artists, and his name is Tyree Guyton. Tyree Guyton, 1, is alive. What? So cool. Tyree Guyton is an artist who lives in Detroit, Michigan. There's a cool book about him called Magic Trash. I've linked a read aloud to it down below. Many of you may have seen it in my classroom. Magic Trash is a story all about Tyree's life and how he became an artist. Tyree lives in a neighborhood that used to have beautiful homes, but as jobs started to go away, when factories closed, people started living a lot rougher life because they were unable to afford to keep up their homes, and other people just left the entire neighborhood and left homes abandoned. This became really dangerous, and Tyree decided that he was going to use his artistic behaviors to improve his neighborhood and make it a place that people do want to come visit. 50,000 people a year go to visit Tyree's art environment. Art environment, what is that? An art environment is an installation where everything around you, so the entire environment, every wall, every surface is art. When you go there, you'll notice that the sidewalks are painted. All the houses for 2 whole city blocks are painted and designed with different themes. You'll also notice that Tyree uses objects that are recycled. He will take things that people normally would throw out, like old bicycles, old cars, and he'll paint them and design them. So he takes things that people might think would go to waste and uses them to make something that's more beautiful and has a grander purpose. The fancy word for that is called upcycle. So I ask that you read the story, read aloud down there about Tyree. There's also 2 videos. The first one is just a tour of someone walking you through, and you can find out a little bit about his 2-block installation called the Heidelberg Project, named after Heidelberg Street where he grew up. And the second one has this really awesome song you'll probably dance to, but it also walks you through just a driving tour around all of his artwork. You'll see here's Tyree painting in one of the buildings. He has another building that is part of the installation. It's called Dotty Waddy. He has another one where he put stuffed animals all over the outside of the house, and he calls it Party Animal. So it's pretty cool. I think you'll really enjoy looking at his artwork. This challenge is to be like Tyree and take things in your home that maybe would go to waste or the recycling. Old mail, yogurt containers, anything that you might have thrown out, and create something, an installation, a building, a house, I don't know, jewelry. Create something really cool that's upcycled using materials that normally would go to waste. My third option for you is based on a really cool activist. There is a young girl named Greta Thunberg. She was named 2019 Person of the Year by Time magazine. She is an activist from Sweden, and her main focus is that she is advocating against climate change and trying to find ways that we, especially as young people, can protect our environment. She has led school strikes where students have walked out of school regarding climate change, and I have organized different efforts to help support groups that are protecting our environment. So this book is read aloud to you. I really like the way that it kind of walks through Greta's thinking and who she is. One thing that's really cool about Greta is that she's autistic, and she's very proud of it because she says it tells her that she thinks a little bit differently. And because she thinks a little bit differently, she views that as a gift that allows her to think outside the box and come up with different ideas. So check out this book. It's read to you by a middle school librarian. What I'm asking you to do is also watch, there's 2 other videos. There's one that's from Greta telling you about climate change and what this crisis actually is to our planet. The second one is an interview with her on the Ellen Show, and it also just walks you through a little history of like how she became so famous and what she did, which just started with her protesting all by herself, but has led into this global movement where she is now creating great change. So I'm asking you to do one of 2 things. Either make a poster. If you were going to go to one of Greta's protests, what would your poster look like? What would it say? What message would you want to tell the world? Or you can make something called an infographic. I love infographics. I have a cool book here called What is Waste? Trash, Recycling, and Protecting Our Planet. Here's an infographic. So an infographic is something that uses graphics, uses an image, but it provides information. This one's all about recycling. Around 75 million tons of waste are thrown away daily. And it talks about how we can change things by reducing our waste, reusing, and recycling. So you can make an infographic informing us on some way that we can become more eco-conscious or informing us about issues around climate change. I've provided some examples in the Google Doc of some different infographics and some other resources, like you can test out your own carbon footprint. It was a little interesting. I got to see myself, or you can also do it with your whole family on how much waste you are creating and how you are impacting the environment negatively and the things that you can do to improve that. So take on that challenge. You have 3 options. Happy Earth Day, guys. I cannot wait to see you again. I miss you so much, and I can't wait to see your artwork. Have an awesome week.